Alrighty, people, are you ready? Cause I can't wait. You know, I can't wait to have some fun with Yuki. That's gonna be amazing. So, for the guy asking if you can use the counterattack memory fragments on Magna, abso-fucking-lutely you can. Right? You go 2-piece crit damage because counters can now crit, or you go 2-piece defense and then you smack on top the counterattack set because Magna, every time you gain or have her gain shield, you gain the counterattack increase, and then yeah, big counters. Big counters. Hey, finally Yuki. I'm Munzi. I'm Rafid Ice. What's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome. And yeah, today might actually be part 1 of a 2-part series-ish. And that is because we only have like 2 hours. We only have like 2.5 hours. I just need to get rid of some stamina. We just, I think we mainly focus on Sortie, seeing what Yuki can do for us in 80 out of 80 content. And after that, we figure out the rest. We figure out the rest. I called the shiz Sortie coming. I can't wait. Honestly, that is one of my favorite ones. The fact that Shizuru is no part of Sortie is amazing as well. So she is also definitely on the bucket list. I just want to check potential-wise. As you can see, Yuki is she's cooking, right? We have 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5 out of 5. This one maxed out. We don't really need the divines that much, and the common card potential is whatever. 2 hours is all we need for the best Yuki build. Trust. Maybe that is really all we need. And don't look at my stamina, and don't think about the fact that it's gonna grow. Okay? Don't worry about it too much. We will get rid of the stamina at some point. Don't you worry. Maybe. Okay, maybe you should worry. It's gonna be fine. Let's go, Yuki time. You stay worried? No. Why would you? Yuki's gonna annihilate everything and everyone, and we're gonna be just fine. Now the question is, do we go Cerulean Fate in hopes of getting the jackpot? Or do we... yeah, I mean, I think there could certainly be a way to do a Yuki run. Who knows? Maybe we actually end up with it. We gamble, of course. Alright. I'm going to crack you. I mean, Yuki's gonna be cracked. Alright, understandable. I'm gonna let that one slide. Now, who do we provide Yuki with? I wouldn't want to do... Orlea's a good one. Owen could be... Yeah, we're gonna go with Orlea. We're gonna see... We're gonna keep it nice and simple. Okay, so we want to battle 2 elites, which means we need to take the top path. So, let's go. Yuki Season 2 for buffs or Season 1 for forbidden cards. I was thinking Yuki Season 3 for Persona plus Persona card things. I'd probably still build Yuki in Season 3, maybe on a different planet. Maybe on like the green planet with Season 3 undertones, but still, I might just be looking forward to building Yuki in a different environment, if you know what I mean. Okay, yeah, this should be rather straightforward. We also seem to be on a green planet anyway. I wonder if we can make this guy strong enough with 2 retains to actually do something. Not really. But hey, he's getting somewhere. The striker card is indeed nuts. And if we could make that work on Yuki, see, the only thing I'm worried about is, you know how she does like her bateau, where she gets a buff here? The thing is, that one wouldn't be buffed. So I don't know how much I'm gonna want to rely on that. Because my dream has always been accumulate a gazillion morale and then have a 4-hit Yuki where we get a hit, then we get a hit from inspiration, and then we get a hit from the trickery strike that makes us get another hit through inspiration. And then have that be like boosted to insane values with like morale and stuff, and like damage amount increases, you know? Oh yeah, what about the cards? Did anything change for the cards that are available this Sortie week around? I didn't even pay attention. I wonder. Which partner is good for Yuki? Westmacott is obviously the one and only. But if you don't have a Westmacott on hand, I'd say you'd probably be best off going with, in terms of the 4-stars, right? Probably going with the Lillian. Because you don't really have access to 2-cost cards. So Ritoshka is kind of a weird one to pick. Unless obviously you want to do like a Rapid Slash for some reason. You don't have her. That makes sense. Scarlet. If you have a Scarlet, smacking a Scarlet on a Yuki is almost a no-brainer. Like if you, for example, from your Rin or whatever, have a Scarlet lying around, that could be a angle, right? Would I ever build a DPS Veronica? I was certainly attempted at some point, but she does feel a bit more limited in that direction for sure. But you do have E1 Yuki. That is something. Lillian, my goat. She was so good they had to make Westmacott better. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that is actually in fact the truth. Where are my Yuki cards? Tina or Janet? Janet is more versatile. Tina is really only gonna be Hugo, but if you're a Hugo maniac, then you might as well go for it. Then again, keep in mind, Rangers. Rangers have a pretty good 4-star partner in Rosaria. Maybe even the best 4-star partner in the entire game. I'm trying to figure out how to use your E for Yuki and Sortie. I mean, if you wanted the most reasonable answer... I'd be telling you, you pick a core unit, you pick a healer, and then you pick a Yuki as like a 3rd. Or maybe as a 4th. But... that's obviously not really what you want to hear most likely. So how about you just use it at the very beginning and you just make it happen, you know? You just go in and you make it happen. They changed the Dimension Cube to max 10 stacks in Sortie. They did, but you know what they also did? They increased the stacking amount from 15 to 25%. Mika DPS Whirlpool when? Now we're asking the right questions. But yeah, you know, now that we've invested a bit into our Sortie skill tree, this is looking pretty good, don't you, I think? 800 attack, 35% crit chance, 41 due to us having an Orlea, 41 crit chance. The only thing you could complain about is probably going to be crit damage. But hey, not everyone can be a Diana or a Hyde Mary and have a fucking crit damage related partner, you know? Not everybody is balling like that. Big sturdy. What's the better Olea build? 4 divine growth plus 1 softy or 3-2 softy? I'd probably do 3 divine growth plus 1 softy. Because it's also the most hand size conserving with the build. Like, it really depends how much do you want to draw, right? The more things you naturally retain, the less things you have to draw, because you then go with something like a Will of Light, right? Because if you go in the direction of keeping more softies in your hand, you also need to go more Will of Light rather than growth, because it gives you more retain per use, right? And then also, Selena, the most slept on unit in this game, she's strong. Selena is strong, and we all mostly know that, right? And the reason why I'm saying 3 divines instead of growth is because it gives you an extra 20 save data to use for like a persona card, or maybe to, for example, what I did, end up cutting a sensor. Oh wow, that was a very effective draw. I'll admit that draw was very efficient. Peak Yuki behavior. But maybe I should have just checked the fact that we didn't really get a lot of Yuki cards. Why is this thing 3 cost? What made it 3 cost? I think it's the card that we drew, right? So is it a permanent buff? Draw 1 attack out of this unit, increase the damage amount by 100 and increase cost by 1 applied to vulnerable, and that is for permanence, yeah. But the problem is he's gonna start putting these shackles in our deck, which is not that nice. So we always have to like spend a little turn extra just trying to get rid of them. We really don't have a lot of tours right now. Especially with him costing us 1 AP every turn. I guess maybe we split it up. We do like 1 turn of aggression and then 1 turn of sleeping, where we mainly just get rid of the shackles. But then we're already in turn 8. The Olea healing is starting to get a little tight. If we could get a crit, that'd be great. We could technically put it back to probably guarantee or get close to guaranteeing a kill. Alright, maybe we do that instead. And then we just use up the Sortie. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, luckily it's only the small one. Luckily it's only the small one. Heal? We will heal. Don't you worry. We'll figure things out. It's gonna be fun. Holy shit, 400 damage, huh? Yeah, Swifties from the ground up, they aren't really that that bad, huh? Pretty devastating if things go your way. Let's see if we can... Golden Constitution removed. Yeah, let's just murder him. But before we do so, let's obviously make sure we heal up a bit more. And then bye-bye. I really like Hype Mary, but the sword rate takes long for the cards to do the animation. I wish we could skip scale, speed that up. Yeah, I mean, the problem is if that's a bother, right, then you probably are best off just playing a different deck, you know what I mean? Like, if that ends up being a bother, then you probably just play a different deck where things happen a lot quicker, right? Or maybe you don't go for the follow-ups. 50% AoE multiplicative? Sure. I would much rather have the 120% times 2. But that's alright. Flash. Give me... Yeah, sure. Maybe we get a divine. No, we do not. Okay, let's go to draw 1, get 2 next turn. Not even the attack animation, but the 5 cards covering the whole screen, blocking the animations, then the slow decking of the cards that were just used visually. Yeah, sure, okay. Why not, right? Why not? It's not the most outrageous of points of complaint. Okay, so the question here, what do we do? Do we hope that this crits, or do we see what we draw? I mean, it doesn't have inspiration, but it sure as hell is gonna hit hard. Damn. The best Yuki card is a neutral one. Uh-oh. Let's see what kind of growing creature we get. The Sturdy, that's great. Yeah, the problem is this off confusion here, where for the first 3 turns we won't really be able to do what we want to do. Yeah, this would obviously work. Maybe together with the Trickery Strike. We can just stun him. Nice. And then, yeah, I think we can keep that one for now. You get a punch as well. Yeah. Also, it's great that we have a buff to AoE cards. The only problem is we have yet to find a singular AoE card for our Yuki. Our card luck hasn't been that stellar. So, is the +1 character level the most you can get from Sortie? No, you can get 2 levels. You can get up to level 62 instead of 61. Or 62 instead of 60, I guess, if you want to start from the very beginning. So yeah, we really do not have a single AoE card on her yet, do we? Surely that's about to change at some point. Big damage. But maybe on the wrong one. Maybe on the wrong one. There we go. Okay, nice. And then this should make the other one 0 cost. Perfect. We could have used the shield, but I think we'll be fine. They should have made it a 9 level gain. They also could have made it a 7 level gain. There's a lot of things they could have done, but it's hard to say which one of those would have made who happy, you know? I mean, that works. Big explosion. Okay, what kind of fate? Monster card fate. Why are we... Oh, it's an AoE card. Let's go, but it gives resolve. But it's better than nothing. A bit of discard at the start of battle, sure. How's it going? I don't know. Ask Yuki. I think so far she's doing all right. she's doing fine. Combo. I mean, what was the requirement here? Decreases the cost if there are no other cards of another combatant, right? We can do that. That's pretty cheap. Bam! 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 Yuki! so many core aspects of Yuki being shown off here, it's crazy. For each card of this unit drawn for 1 turn, 100% damage amount. Okay, yeah. Yeah, sure. I don't really like this flash slash, but then again, maybe we've been underestimating it this whole time and its scaling is actually base damage and it's like super insane, but nobody realized. Doubtful. Doubtful, but you never know. When drawing your own attack cards by an ability plus 75% damage amount, that seems useful enough. Sure. Sure, why not? We're gonna cut. I think we're gonna cut the longsword slash. Like, it doesn't really do too much. And flashing, we're going to be flashing this one to make it even better. Ignition is kind of interesting to get around the cost. The random cost change is kind of weird, but also kind of nice. Let's go with ignition then. You like when Yuki flashes. Yeah, but you know what I like more? When she slashes. Who's the highest damage dealer in the game? Haru with the broken nausea comp? No, I think it's probably still Hyde Mary. You can probably still get the highest damage. Then again, Haru with her 0 cost anchor combined with being boosted by the persona card before. Okay, then again, that is kind of scary. Like, imagine a 0 cost permanent Haru anchor shot retain retrieve combo with the striker persona to boost all of those anchor shots before. That might just be 250 to 300 to 400k damage a turn. So, okay, what you need to know about nausea is when nausea reduces a card's cost, those cards stay at the reduced cost even when they come back out of the graveyard back into your hand. So the two characters that are most affected by that is, for example, a Rin, where when you use an Annihilation and you use a Black Dance, they usually cost you 1 AP, right? So you spend 1 AP, play them, they go away. You use the 1 card to get the 2 of them back out of the graveyard. And that would cost you a bunch of AP, but if you, before you play them, reduce them to 0 from a nausea, even if you move them back out of the graveyard, they will be 0 cost. But I think the biggest one and the most broken one is Haru, and applying Retrieve to her anchors so that all her anchors come back. Like, I think you can play a total of like what, 16 anchors a turn, and if you have all of them be 0 cost, you will also obviously be able to play all 16 of those anchors. Do I prefer tea or coffee? I think I do prefer tea, but nothing goes over a good lemonade. Especially if it's ice cold and it's hot outside. Alright. What are you? Vulnerable. And shield. Okay. What about you? You become cheap if no other combatant cards, so I guess we just discard all of these. Would be kind of a waste to get rid of Growing Creature just for the cost reduction. Alright, oh wow! It's already maxed out, the Flash Slash. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Yuki cards in our hand. Well, that's a little too easy, but sure. Okay, let's apply Vulnerable, hit him with the big Flash Slash. Ah, where's the crit, Yuki? You have a 41% crit chance. This would have been the moment, you know? Ooh. Maybe we can... Okay, it's gonna be a bit scary, but maybe we can draw into the retain version, giving us a 3-cost Mega Nuke. Why is its cost not increased? Ah, because of Ignition, because we exhausted. Look at this multiplier. 3,684%. Something doesn't feel quite right here. I'm having a bit of a harder time figuring out how he went from this to that. I think it's because he has a multiplier to get damage when he hasn't acted, right? Yeah, so 30% multiplier when he hasn't acted yet. 50% damage from the vulnerable. Why the base is 1,637% instead of 432%. Okay, so we have a 100% multiplier, so that would... Could it really be to the card's base damage? Could this Flash Slash really add 100% to the base damage? I mean, what kind of buffs do we have active right now? We have a plus 75 from drawing our own attack card, which we did. We have the partner, where we get... I mean, it doesn't even have inspiration. So... I don't know. That seems strange. Like, this card might just be a lot better than I would like to give it credit for. Because if this does go to the base damage, then what we potentially be looking at here would be a 932% base damage card. But I don't know. It would make a lot more sense for why this card exists, but it would also be kind of crazy. Is Yuki's partner the best for Rin too? No, it might just be the other way around. Rin's partner might just be up there in contention for being a partner for Yuki. We might have to do some testing on this Flash Slash. We might just have to investigate this one for doping. That Flash Slash might just be cause for investigation. Hey, Luke, saw you. Or saw you. What's up? What's up? Yeah, I don't know. I think this one... It definitely... I think we might just have to do a little bit of investigation on this one. The red, yeah, but the red is a 100% multiplier. That still doesn't explain how we got to 1600. Right? Yeah, but I checked the soft debuffs and they weren't really active or weren't really there at the time, you know? So I don't know, this card, we'll have to see. Maybe this card has some potential to do some interesting things for Yuki. Then again, it's still a very fucking expensive card at 2. But if it truly goes to the base damage... See, the reason why I would even be willing to entertain this theory at all is how, for some damn reason, the same is done for Hyde Mary's Effulgent Release. Like, obviously, it would just, to a degree, be a bit of a weaker version of Effulgent Release, but then again, you could have it at 4 copies. Do you think CZN is in a good state financially in the long run? I'm scared of this gacha game EUSing. I mean, it obviously depends on what kind of deal they've worked out with the China, you know, to see if, like, Tencent could just shoulder everything for, like, the next gazillion years. But I don't really think we should all be all too worried. Like, I think the game's doing well. Did I use all my delegation modules? I did. If I didn't, I would be very sad today. But we do have 2 more auto runs now that we have a daily reset. Yeah, see, it's just a question of how much would flow back to the devs themselves, right? That's kind of what I'd be wondering about, you know? Yeah, like, I mean, so long as we don't really get bothered by it, it should just be a net gain. Look at this. This is interesting. An evade and immunity divine. Then again, if this was part of the normal divine pool, there would probably be a bit more complaining again. But I guess it would spice up upgrade cards a bit more. But I don't think anybody outside of Sortie, obviously, would go for, like, evade and immunity divine. I hope we can get the delegation modules a lot. I'm too lazy to do the chaos runs the old way. Ooh, you know what? Then you might just have to get yourself the $4.99 monthly membership so that you can get 2 a day. But yeah, we should see a couple more of them from events and such. But it's hard to say. Though I would assume at some point they might just even put them in, like, the Sortie rotation and such, if they see how interested people are in them. Then again, it is also a bit of a poison to just get too reliant on them. Especially if they aren't as prosperous or as available as you'd like them to be. Now this boss is gonna be a fun one. Yeah, I don't know. Let's continue slaughtering some elites and see how it goes. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Should we really be at 1,200% right now? But then again, there is Sortie multiplicative bonuses to be taken into account as well. But this card didn't really get drawn specifically. This card wasn't the one to get buffed by the rat. I don't know. And we definitely look a bit closer into that one. That was Annihilation. Are we going to play Renoa? We will absolutely play Renoa at some point. I just can't guarantee you when. Boom. Bam. Bull characters with the personas are super strong, no. I don't know. Like, I will be honest, unless you intend to run 2 bullet characters, you won't really see that much use out of the 300% bullet damage. And what my biggest issue with that would be to some degree is just the fact that not everything is a bullet. Right? The biggest issue is not everything is a bullet. More specifically, the one that annoys me the most, because it would be incredibly awesome if it were, was Bullet Demon. If Bullet Demon was a bullet, then holy shit. But unfortunately it's not. Yuki moving different. Yeah, she dashing and slashing. What would be the current best Kairon team and Chaos for farming his save data? Let me actually get rid of a couple of things here. This could work AoE wise. So, what would be the best Kairon team? Have we heard of anything specific? Anything super crazy? I don't know. I think Kairon still benefits from anything like an Orlea to boost his big hits, or like a Typhara to help with the AP gen. And then just giving him a bit more draw so he can play out his cards. Right, the only thing you really care about Kairon is just getting his scaling to where it needs to be. Preferably as fast as possible. I do wonder, does this cost go down when you have less cards in hand? It does, and then it goes back up, okay. YouTube audio fine? I think audio on YouTube died, bro. Is it again the game audio bugging out? I could see that, because that happened for some reason as well before. So I just have to swap sources. It's fine. Okay, so I got one guide. Well, that happened. Then let's go back. You got Tina from the 50 partner band. Is she any good? If you have a Hugo. If you have a Hugo, you have time to rejoice. If not, I'm not too sure how much she'll be able to do for you. Oh, that's some nice expectations. Hit him! Yeah, decent. Oh, that's great. Even more vulnerable. And you're gonna die. And then this could give us 2 AP, but that doesn't really do anything. Well, how does the Shockwave Persona card work? I'm not entirely too sure on the exact specifics, but it just applies the Shockwave debuff, and I think if you attack a target that has the Shockwave debuff, that leads to AoE damage. Sortie. Would a second method or the key of sleep be better for Hyde Mary? So plus 40% or 35% extra attack damage multiplier? I think you should... okay, I think in terms of the 3 legendary items that are available, you'd probably go Orders Baton, then second method, and then the key. Shockwave's decent for big hits, not so much for small ones. It might just. We'd have to look at the exact wording again. Where are my Yuki cards? But hey, at least there's morale in here. Shield gain amount. That works. How to make a striker / offensive agents have both high crit chance and attack stats. My Haru has an acceptable 40% crit chance, but attack is only like 650 or 700. The most important part in terms of like seeing big attack numbers is gonna, I mean, okay, so 40% crit chance should actually be the minimum. Now, before you call me crazy, have a look at this bit of this math, right? If you want to boost your crit chance without having to rely on gear luck, then what you do is you max out a character's crit chance potential, because that takes him from their base 3% to 13%, and then you just use a crit chance necklace, and all of a sudden you have your 40% crit chance baseline. And after you have that 40% crit chance baseline, then you could, for example, start worrying about attack. But what I actually wanted to say is obviously a big boost for a character's attack is going to be having a 5-star partner, or at least having a 4-star partner and having them be level to level 50 / level 60. The character themselves being level 60 majorly benefits you for the attack. Getting a bit of affinity obviously helps as well, and the rest is just making sure that on the right side you have for the bottom slot attack percentage. And if you're really desperate for more attack, you could potentially also run an attack percent goblet. So as attack percent 5th slot, so long as your potential does require you to reach a certain level of attack. Why did that not trigger combo? Very mysterious. I could have sworn Yuki's card would have been of the same element as a Yuki card. Then again, I might be alone in that thought process, apparently, according to the game. So maybe the rules are a bit different, you know? Ah, big counters. Okay, that's nice. Now we can just retain the sturdy, get the healing, and then end the fight. This risk 0? Yeah. We're playing level 80 on. Ooh, it's. Why exactly did you want to call him Ball Thulu again? But sure, it is Ball Thulu. Who could have guessed? The one and only. But yeah. Yeah, we're currently level 80 hardcore stage 0, just having some fun with Yuki. Oh, well, that is that's a slight issue. What does it even mean in English? I don't know. I mean, I know that Yuki means snow, but anything more than that, then you're asking the wrong guy. Oh no, Yuki having a mental breakdance. Alright, I guess we start getting rid of these ones. Then again, we shouldn't get rid of too many. Because otherwise we won't be able to afford them, and then we're just gonna have more of them. Ouchie. Okay, welcome back, Yuki. Good choice. Yeah, I've honestly yet to run into this guy when he had I have had yet to run into him when I didn't have the ability to play most of, if not all of my hand. So if we do end up losing here, that doesn't really have anything to do with Yuki. That's just me being ill-prepared. Is he gonna hit? He is gonna hit me. Yeah, at the end of the turn, absorb all cards in hand equal to the number, reduce the cost when it's used, immediately use drilling. Yeah. Do I want to get hit by the guy? I mean, we could still run, but who runs, right? Who actually runs away? So am I really gonna rely on one card draw? Sure. I think even with the crit that's not gonna work out. Especially because he's gonna insta-hit us. I mean, I guess we can roll a dice roll. It was the last chance, you know. Now that's a problem. I think that now that might actually be qualified as a little bit of an issue. So how about we try it before? See, there you go. It's that easy. Wait, you are wondering why we are on such low health? I mean, that's just because I'm a very silly guy, you know? I'm a very silly guy making very silly mistakes and paying for it very dearly. Yep, we had to run. We had to flee. The guy was maybe a bit too creepy. I mean, also, how dare he appear after us fighting in the lead? We were clearly already very drained and overwhelmed. So I blame the guy fully and entirely. 3 attunement is great. What stage is this? This is just normal level 80 hardcore. This guy though we know how to deal with. That's not too much of a problem. But why do you have Red Thorn? Why does he have Red Thorn? That'd be my next question. Why is he allowed to have Red Thorn? It's not very nice. Not very kind. Alright, let's see. We might just have to play a bit more defensively. Seeing as how we are almost dead. So I guess we're just gonna spend this turn not actually hitting him, because if we don't hit him, he's not gonna hit us. Yeah, it's not worth it. Giving him that one punch is not really gonna even out. It's not really gonna make sense. Alright, and then a little bit of confusion. The Sortie is some good luck. Playing this one for free is nice as well. This one is already 0 cost. So take this. And then we do a bit of healing. Nice. Alright, good stuff. I wonder what kind of partner do I have on my Olea right now? Alyssa with her alchemical fruits. That reminds me, I think Rita could have been really sick. Rita could have been really sick to get as like a combatant here. Alright, draw 1. Draw 2. Draw 1. It's a little too late for that. Alright, so big healing. Alright, looks pretty good. We should hopefully be fine. Yeah, now we really don't want to hit him anymore. The fact that his face swap happened right there could have been prevented, now that I think about it, right? I think it could have definitely been prevented, but that's okay, I think. Let's just get a bit of healing. It really is only just a bit. 49. Oof. And then... Oh, do we even have something to end him? We don't. Maybe we draw something to end him. There we go. Bye-bye. Is M4 enough for push for M6 Hype Mary? If you really want the M6 desperately, just do it over time. Like, just do it with the next seasons. Like, for example, when the Hype Mary banner ends, you get an Omega code and just finish her with Season 3. I don't think there's a single piece of content right now that requires you to have M6 Hype Mary, nor should there ever be a case where that would be needed, right? But if you want the, I guess, strongest E6 in the game so far, it probably is her. But yeah, E6 is definitely enough. E0 as well. Yeah, E0 is enough. You don't need E6. You really do not. Okay, shield gain amount. Sure, that works. I made that Cassius/Hypemary/Nia team that shuffles the grave into the deck, and I don't think I've seen a team that strong. Thank you for showcasing it. Hey, no problem. Yeah, shout out to the guy that first came up with the idea. Like, that really means just wording is tricky, right? The fact that the Effulgent Blades were never meant to leave the graveyard, but Cassius's card can make them leave the graveyard, and then using Nia's ult to just discard your entire deck, that is just the most obscene amount of damage. Like, I don't really think we'll ever see something that's gonna be as crazy. Or maybe we will, but hopefully it's gonna be a while. Because that is just ridiculous. When I already got an M3, was thinking of pushing for M4 through pulling, or should I wait for the universal dupe on event shop? I mean, you always gotta ask yourself, do you really want another copy of Hype Mary, or would you rather get a brand new, completely new unit? Right? If you're the type of guy that's like committed, okay, I will only ever end up playing Hype Mary and I will play her everywhere and all the time, sure, but I would always prefer to get a brand new unit over just a copy for an already existing one. You wasted your guarantee on E3? I mean, that just means you've now committed to going to E4, right? Typhara E6 is also kinda cracked. Usually E6s happen to be kinda cracked. Then again, you'd never need them, but if you do get them, they do present quite a level of additional power. I don't know if people know, but you can stack the plus 70, plus 50, plus 50 Fulgent Blade if you get a neutral epiphany. Yeah, I mean, so long as the value isn't the same, right? So you could do the 50 on the neutral, you could do the 50 on the upgrade, and you could do the 70 on the 70 version. Yeah, let's work on the remove. Yeah, that's true, but I can also get E2 Typhara if you use the Omega code in her plus the selector. Yeah, sure. If you want E2 Typhara that badly, then make it your decision, right? Rin E6 needs to be reworked. I mean, Rin E6 is pretty straightforward, right? And it also is better than if you were to compare it to, for example, Hugo E6, right? Like, for example, Hugo's E6 is basically one morale stack, whereas Rin's E6 is simply two morale stacks. And never forget that the two morale stacks would be team-wide, if that ever were relevant. Hey, Nabita, appreciate the punches. What's up, what's up? I don't really... I mean... Why do we even have this rage potion? But sure, I guess we're gonna leave it in. I mean, what else would I get rid of? I mean, this card, it really doesn't do anything for us. We don't have enough AoE cards to take advantage of it. Now this is different. But not by much, because we also don't have that many inspiration cards. We have like... one. So I guess it's not that different after. It's a weird Yuki run. This is a very weird Yuki run. Combo is always nice. Half the OG 5-star characters have dog water E6s. I don't think they're dog water. Like, they're just there, right? Like, I mean, then again, it's not like... why would we call them dog water though? That's a little harsh, don't you think? I mean, Karen has his debuffs, Rin has just straight up 2 morale buffs, Luke has his bullets, Hugo has his morale stack. Yeah, okay, Oleas might be a little weird, but I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. Alright. Okay, perfect. So... Oh. Ah, but we don't have 8 cards in hand anymore. Ah, but we can get around that. Somewhere my math failed me. Somewhere along the lines here my math failed me. And I'm not entirely too sure what I've done. Somewhere along the line here my math has in fact failed me. I mean, we're now up to 8. If I use one card, we go down to 7. Right? And if I then use one card to go back and draw another, should we go back up to 8? Ah, it's because this one got triggered through combo, so we go down to 6. Yeah. Now that makes a whole lot more sense. So I guess we start with this one first. Nice crits. Then do the combo one. This one does have retain. There are no cards to draw. Great. Thank you. Amazing game. I love you too. Where was the crit? Scam. Alright, let's do this first so we get a bit of immunity. What else do we want to do? Yeah, I guess we just grow this one. Swifty's awkward. The new divines are sick. Yeah, some of them are really interesting, as well as also, you know, my biggest entertainment for Sortie is the fact that, like, it's still new cards, new items, new divines, even in comparison to the ones you already use from Chaos. Like, for example, Shock usually doesn't do what it does, but now it's Bloom Shock. And also the idea that we are potentially going to see other cards also get alternate versions that rotate in or rotate out. Then again, we have yet to see a proper card rotation, because I think these are still the same neutral cards, so I'm very interested in seeing what kind of neutral cards we get the next time those properly refresh. Yeah, Olea's pretty sorry, and now our hand is in a pretty sorry state. Oh ho ho. Yeah, I just hit him with it. Yeah, combo's so nice. Oh, and we could have gotten the Olea skill twice. The ego skill, that is. That's pretty sweet. Okay, do we have like a Magna Punch or something to finish this? No. No. Ah, but we also don't have the ego points to make it happen. Wait, how does Magna have a gear bag? We have a Fate that gives us a monster card. Like, it's called a monster card, but it actually should be called a common card at the beginning of the fight. And that's how she had a gear bag. Olea, no, we need you. Wake up. She did what she needed to do. She did what she needed to do, and we are fine. What about this? When an inspiration card of this unit is used, AoE damage apply combo. I mean, that works. If I don't have to pay for it, I'm gonna take it. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I don't think I will. I don't think I will pick up the Devil Dice. Then again, we should have maybe picked it up and sold it, because it could have given us a bit more coin. Alright. Melody has not ended yet. Endless Greed. Soul Judic. Could this work? Prepared to... we do have 2 Flash Slashes. We could sell a Flash Slash. I wouldn't mind having this card. 1000 damage, 10 tenacity. Though the problem is if it gets created in Orlea or on... yeah, if it gets created on Orlea or Magna, it's kind of useless. So maybe not. Maybe not. Is Devidice even useful? I don't think it does anything. I really don't think it actually does anything. Do we just pick up Shizuru again for fun? Sure. Welcome to the gang again, Shizuru. You came in a little late today, but hey, everybody's a little late to work sometimes. 9 pulls away from Hype Mary E2. I hope you hit early, even though you're already pretty close. I could have sworn we should have triggered the condition for a combo, but then again, maybe combo can only trigger one time per action? I don't know. Maybe I just didn't pay enough attention as well. Hit him! Good shit. Naja, Pock, you love Naja? I don't think she made it into the selection, my guy. I don't think she did. Alright, let's discard this one. Get the Oni Hunt out, because why not? Who doesn't love Chorizo? Exactly. Put a Shizuru the other day. Who is she supposed to be paired with, or is she standalone slash no combo? If you have a Naja, Naja is Shizuru's dream combatant. For the most part. Like, if you want to pair her with somebody to get a lot of impact out of her, Naja would be her best friend. Especially if you're building the basic attack build. But even if you're looking to do the then you know what? Stacking build is a bit harder because you kind of have stacking cards but using attack cards. Yeah, I'd still say Naja is her best partner. This could kill. No. Olea goated, she is. Yuki's huge damage numbers. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I think we're going to only do one sortie run, and after that we'll be trying to like use a couple of our auto runs to see if maybe we can do something spicy with Yuki. One damage. That's a lot of sturdies. Hey, big fan, man. Love the bits. Nice. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, more AoE. Bit more damage against max HP targets. Could go a long way. Double leads are going to be interesting. I think a card we should definitely cut is this one. It just doesn't really fit. Harmonization Rage Potion thing. Do we need another gear piece on Yuki? A ring could be good. Iceberg Cleave. Say less. Iceberg Cleave, very, very potent. Any advice for building Yuki this season? The Striker persona. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can get a reference in the latest video if you want to check it out. I think that one might just be, yeah, just a little too insane overall, period. Okay. Yeah, let's do this first. This one has combo. Yeah, sure. Let's get the increased damage against full health targets. Get the combo. So, yeah, sure. I mean, I guess we could keep... No, this is already max stacks. Let's use it instead. They should just give Yuki some epiphanies where she trades damage for draws, not gonna lie. I mean, she already has that. She has one card that's like entirely dedicated to just drawing stuff. So the Yuki doesn't really have a problem, for the most part, with just drawing cards. With just drawing cards. There we go. Pronunciation. Can't decide who to build next between Chorizo and Crayon. Both would be fine. I don't know. Flip a coin. Who's funnier? You mean who's more fun? I don't know. That's different on an individual basis. Why not both? Exactly. Why wouldn't you just play both? That is also a good argument. Bateau indeed, but we're not really bateauing anyone here. Stickiness. Sticky. An inspiration card. Sure. And it has boss battle damage. That's pretty cool. Sure, give me the divine rat. That wasn't all too useful. Old sword? Who the fuck are you? Where do you come from? What do you do? Why are you gray? And why is your effect so weird? Why not the elite? Wait, aren't we going towards the elite? Oh shit. Whoops, I'm sorry. Misclick. Is building Yuki and Sortie the move? If you wanna play Yuki, have fun and play. I mean, you're gonna build her with Sortie resources, yes, but I don't know. It's not necessarily like you could build somebody in Sortie, but yeah, also that's a weird one. In the previous season card, but didn't it used to be like that? No, but how would you even get the old sword? The only thing I know is judgment. I mean, where would you get old sword? Big Bateau! Good shit. Also can't decide between getting Magna versus Khalib. Somebody please help. Oof. You're in for a tough one, but Magna is definitely the one who's been shown more favor over the last few seasons. Then again, that might just mean moving into season 4, Kalib is gonna get more love. I really thought I was gonna kill, you know? Well, I guess the counter did. Sure, another gearback's always great. Magna's probably better now. You could argue for both. Alright, let's get a proper trickery strike epiphany going. Sure, let's go draw. I got greedy and pulled for her E2 plus partner when she came up, but I never really had fun runs with her. Alright, let's discard this one. Let's discard these here. Then we can do Karmic Flames on this guy. This was the, we need to attack this guy because he takes more damage. This guy's gonna take less damage type situation, right? So let's hit him with a casual one of these. Draw a couple one of those. I like the amount of AP we have. Very juicy. Okay, we have these out of the way. Now what? Yeah, probably just get to it. Yeah, Yuki, she can do it. We believe in her. Bateau time. You can perfectly also see the two damage numbers due to the AoE damage and see one of them taking double the amount of damage of the other because it's 50 up, 50 down. Oh, Leia! You know, I think you could have picked a better moment to break down. Then again, this is a good moment to break back out. So, I guess we didn't really suffer much of a loss. Does this mean we have a bunch of softies and sturdies in our graveyard, huh? Interesting. It should be useful in the long run. Whoops, this shit has combo. Why am I playing it? Ooh. Big ouchie from the big boss. Alright, that should at least trigger the gear bag. I mean, how much damage are you doing? Ooh, 700 something, and you? 600 something. Oof. Yeah. How about we try to stay alive a little bit? But aren't we only in like turn 3? I do wonder why our like healing is already as reduced. I don't think it should be that bad. Yeah, he's still gonna do 720 damage and you're still gonna do 600. Why are you doing 600 damage anyway? How Okay, so with this we would be able to survive. I don't know if we're expected to kill him here, but I don't think that's happening. After this we're also going to get hit. I'd rather not, you know? I'd rather not use up the sturdy, but we might just not have a different choice. Ooh, but now vulnerable got removed. Okay, then I guess we have to do it the other way around. Where we make sure we hit the guy with vulnerable active. Then activate the sturdy to survive against the priest guy. Did they have the 5% buff? They must have, right? I just forgot to read it. I don't like the reduced 5% health when you fight against someone. That always gets me, because it doesn't show up on the HP bar. That shit always gets me. I swear, it always does. Haven't I? Yup. Well, that wasn't a very productive run. Okay, so, Yuki. What can you tell me? No, not Yuki. Olea. I wanted to investigate Olea. What kind of partner did she have? Yeah, level 40 Alyssa. I need to stop swapping and switching and dripping and dropping around partners and gear that much. It's getting confusing. Especially now that partners are so integral to stats and I only have one Nyx. The next battle pass can't come fast enough, allowing me to pick up another Nyx, so I don't have to worry as much anymore. Alright, let's do a bit of chaos. Yeah, I'm really holding against Yuki. If I had to blame someone, I'd probably blame myself. I'd probably just go and blame myself. 15, 40, gangrene. Do I want to put all that pressure? Do I really want to go and put all that pressure on Hype Mary to see if she can do it? You know what? I think it's about as good as a test as any. Can this Hype Mary drag legit everyone and anyone through this entire scenario? Let's see. It's about one of the worst tier 15s you could imagine. Let's see if she can do it, so I can do my autos in peace. If not, I'm gonna lose an auto, but I'll gain knowledge. I'll at least gain some knowledge. We're at least gonna gear Yuki though. At least gonna be that kind. Why couldn't this be for all order cards? Why is it only exhaust cards? But I mean, I guess I did farm the Luke set for a reason, so I shouldn't be complaining too much. Because it also does fit her decently well. Or about as well as any other set could. Just need to find his pieces. There we go. And then this one here should be this one, and then the final one should be again this one. Oh, partner is leveled. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. The sets that I'm using on Mika is the exhaust set for skill cards, but it's more about the substats and then the crit damage 2-piece. But I could, not the crit damage, the defense 2-piece, but I could also go for the health one. So, Yuki deck, what am I aiming for? What am I looking for? That's a good question. What am I looking for? Gain 300 credits at the start of every turn, discard a random card from the draw pile. I mean, it is 300 credits. Yeah, we will figure it out why we go there. You're seeing 2k counters from Magna. I've seen probably people also hit 4 to 5k, which is pretty impressive. Okay, so it's definitely not going to be the quietest. The discard 2 is tempting. But I think the striker exclusive one is just too strong. So we just have to hold out until we get that one. Let's get some credits. Late in the Whirlpool. It always is and always will be Whirlpool. Whenever in doubt, Whirlpool divines out. Okay, let's get rid of the shields. Where are my engravings? Ah, there we go. Ah, we needed the 5 Umbra, right? If we wanted to build like the multi-hit version. Did that need 5 Umbra? I do have it. Let me check again. Did that need 5 Umbra for the 2 hits? It did. Okay, so getting a double Umbra here could allow us to go for a Lux engraving. How did that piece land on Mika? How did it, you know, like, how did it get there? I feel betrayed. Happens to you all the time. Ah, hey, there we go. We have the right persona. Hey! Nice! So, I still think this one is nice. I like it. I like this trickery strike a lot. I like this one a lot. I think this one has a lot of potential. I think it's pretty cool. One of the best things to come out of the season 2 buffs for Yuki. Grandpa, can we get emotes on Twitch? I mean, you do have them, right? You have some emotes on Twitch, but yes, I will look into slowing down the animations for some of them so you can get more toys to play with. Why the trickery over the 2-hit one? Okay, so the reason why I picked this trickery over the 2-hit one is because this adds an additional hit every single time we enable an inspiration, and at the end of the day, Yuki is all about inspirations, right? Scuba emote begging. Oh, one thing that was not in the game back then, and I'm sure about the delegate thing for the fast run. Does it carry over to the next day? No. It is free on a daily, and you better use it the day you get it. Otherwise, you lose it. Use it or you lose it. Unless, obviously, you get some from an event, which, for the small sample size we have, they are usable for 14 days. Is the crayon partner a trap? No. The crayon partner is indeed one of the best partners available. Especially if you use the partner ability to just exhaust a bunch of the futilities a K-Run creates to help speed up his scaling while saving on AP costs. I don't think I will. Apply retain, increase cost by true, add 5 Umbra engravings, discard all attack cards, and then add 2 hits per attack card discarded. I doubt that. Attunement decrease cost by 1 until use. I mean, that means the moment we draw it, it becomes 0 cost, which is kinda cool, I guess. Maybe I want to do that. Like, we could... but no. Apply haste, change cost. But it's also until used. But then... questionable. You got Brian the 50 partner pity banner. Hey, that's nice. That's pretty big. Effulgent compression. Agony. Let's put the enemies in agony. Divine! I mean, yeah, but like, no. I really thought it was gonna be a Yuki Divine, you know? Select and remove 1, yeah. Saves us a bunch of money. Hey, Cthulhu! How about you give me Cthulhu, Cthulhu weapon? Huh, brother? Hey, it's the add 2 hits engraving. Nice. So, Okay, Epiphany. Ooh, which one do we pick? The one hit would be more expensive, but the decreased cost, but it would be doing more damage. More damage is always better. Surely. I mean, yeah, I guess. It's not quite the one I was looking for, but it qualifies. Cthulhu! Are there any Persona cards that be good on a Serenia? I think you could just use the damage. No, that's strike exclusive. I think just a general DPS one with the double discard. Especially if you, for example, just discard someone for homing lasers, you get them back on Ravage anyway. And getting the 120% bonus or potentially 240% bonus if you do it through discard. I think it's overall just effectively right, like the 6 morale stacks. So far we did build the Persona. It's just not looking too good in terms of finding the engravings. But it will be, hey, Dreamworld. I really want to build a Dreamworld deck where I have 3 Personas that all discard 3 Quietus cards. And then, I mean, look, if the Quietus discard Persona gets discarded and discards 3 Quietus cards, and one of those happens to discard the Dreamworld card that is then gonna discard more discard cards, then that would be pretty fantastic. Especially if your entire deck is throughout just Quietus. Like, this could be really just, it could just be a lot of fun. I don't know if it's gonna be that strong, but it could be a lot of fun. Now, this is a bit questionable. Like, why would I want both the Lux with an Umbra? But we are kind of starved for Umbra, so I guess just in case that we don't happen to find a chess piece like that, we're gonna take it for now. Yeah, I mean, drops are very, very sparse. And we also only have one Yuki Epiphany, which is... Oh no, we do have Trickery Strike, which is cool. So, okay, Flash Slash, make it divine. No? Okay. The 0 cost one is obviously tempting. But I like damage. So, we don't go with that one. Yeah, I mean, I would hope the... What's going on? Are we dead? Is the enemy dead? Why are we having a staring contest? Who beat who? Is there a Cthulhu spawning again inside the boss? Who knows? Who knows? But the game, maybe the game doesn't even know what's exactly going on. New bug. The boss parried Yuki. Does the Conference Epiphany with 70% damage to blade stack with multiple copies? Only if the damage increase is different. So you can stack it 20, or you can stack the 70 with the 50, or you can stack this... you can stack the 70 with the base Epiphany 50, but you could also stack the 70 with the upgrade 50, but you can't stack two 70s, but you could stack the 70 with the 200 as well. Hey, we've won! Yuki time. Sure. I've been away since season 2. Is simulation the best way to farm potentials, or is there a better farm? If you like Sortie, you should try out. There's a new game mode called Sortie. If you play Sortie at level 65 on hardcore mode, or level 80 on hardcore mode, or to be fair, in any capacity, then you can be more efficient farming it there. Just keep in mind, it's a bit more time consuming. It is a bit more time consuming to play it in Sortie than simulation, because simulation is fucking quick. But you would be more efficient if you have the time playing Sortie instead of doing it through simulation. Yeah, our Yuki gears. Are we winning? Winning is a strong word. But we are most certainly trying. I wonder if I should just make this card 0 cost and just forget about this extra 2 exhausts. Nah. Never compromise. Okay, what do we have? Give me this one. I wonder if one copy of Prepare to Subdue would be enough to draw us what we need to draw. Probably not. If this card is in hand or graveyard, yeah, sure. Have you ever done an equipment tier list? No. No, not to my knowledge, but I, for the most part, know what kind of equipment I want for what character when I end up building them. When this card is discarded, decrease cost, apply haste when the target is in a resonance state. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, let's just go with decrease stress. Okay. Dimensional cube, no, but this could Lux. Why is it an Umbra giving us a Lux? I don't need Lux engraving, but I do need the Umbra engraving. Another dimensional cube, but no perk. Moon of Destruction, exhaust card. We don't really have exhaust cards, but we still need the perk. That's cool. The action count increase thing is nice. And we don't have one open because this is just saying an Umbra. Fuck! Why couldn't it have been an Umbra saying +1 Umbra? Why does it have to be a Lux saying +1? So we have to get rid. Nah. Frustrating. Yeah, I kind of really want to do testing on this one, but maybe not now. I can say +1 Umbra. Does that help? It might give us a higher chance of getting what I need, but I don't know how likely those odds are. Burning Rage, Endless Futility. Awesome combo. Yay. I like the initiation, but I really do like the single target approach more, because we do have enough AoE damage. Yeah, it also doesn't really do much for us. This is going to be interesting to see if we can even collect 5 before this run ends. Do you think Quantum Seed Predict Epiphany is better or just create 2 Epiphany on Typhara? I think the Predict has the highest potential, especially if you only ever pick square. That's why the shop is the first expense for you before meditation and removal. I mean, I always also check the shop first. It's not like that we lack the funds, we lack the opportunity to buy something useful with sad funds, I think. Hey, we found the copy event, that's nice. Okay, let's do a second Prepare to Subdue. Big dead. Big enemies, big dead. Yep. Okay, find a shop. Why the fuck is this another looks giving us +1 Umbra? I mean, it works, but... Man... it's just... looks like shit. That's the only thing I can say. It looks like shit, and our weapon isn't really... Like, what kind of weapon is this? Huh? What kind of fucking ring is this as well? This gear is scuffed as fuck. Period. Like, come on. Okay, come on, give me the double hit 120. There we go. Perfect. At least this worked. Is there any other method to farm the duplicate core? No. You can buy one, I think, every 30 days, and you can buy one from the season shop. We don't have anything more than that. Ooh, Iceberg Cleaver, Flash Slash, probably Flash Slash. Dice or Discord. I mean, it has the right... You know what? We're gonna take another Dice or Discord. Let's go. Fuck yeah. I love it. Dice at Discord for the win. You know, this gear could potentially be good. And we have way too much stamina anyway. Or ether. Ether. Why did you break down, Yuki? Why? Or did you break down before and we took you into a run broken down? Regardless of what the answer is, tough times. With option to farm perfect divines and getting super strong personas, I find myself not even going for the force copy of a decent amount of builds. I don't know, I'd pick it up if it's available, because if you need a bit more save data space, you might as well just make 3 divines and still have 4 copies. Just have the final card not have a divine. But I guess it is on a case by case. What'd be the best 9 persona? I don't know, you could just go with the standard discard 2 with a 60% multiplicative, because a 60% multiplicative is still a 60% multiplicative, especially on 9's high base multis. Okay, so this Yuki deck, how do I feel about it? More specifically, how pissed am I for using this Prepare to Subdue instead of this one? I don't know. This is certainly a deck. It's certainly a deck. 120 save data points. We're just gonna smack the divines on Flash Slash and see what happens. Yeah, I think that's for the best. As in, we just earned a bit of sortie points and now let's smack them all onto some divines and get nothing useful and be happy. Because I am very reasonable with my resource. Yeah, I really need to sit down and just farm out my stamina in terms of sortie. I really need to increase my sortie level, or my sortie storage. But hey, let's go, Yuki. What do you get? Attack weakness. No. No. Harmonization. No. I mean, maybe. That could be fun. It could at least be slightly interesting. What about you? Draw 2. First card used in a turn flash, that is a little awkward. 2 vulnerable. I mean, that's better than nothing. 4 agony. Perfect! What a great Yuki deck. This Yuki is peak. Yeah. This Yuki is peak, time to beat the tower with it. The only problem is we're not really gonna prove the power of Yuki. We're gonna prove the power of Cassie's Naja, because we're just gonna smack her into the same team and pretend nothing changed, and she's gonna do well. She has to. Wait, who ate your gear pieces? No, for real. Who ate my nausea gear pieces? Where could they have gone? Like, seriously, where could they have gone? It's not like there's a ton of options. Like, not that many people use this specific set. So why is she unequipped or half equipped or whatever it might be? How could that have happened? Whatever the case might be, we need to gear Cassius again. Schwupp. 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 Yep, and then partner, nope. Yep, let's go. Fancy. Let's get it. Go, Yuki. AW Greed, what's up, what's up? How are we doing? Oh, no, not how are we doing. What are we doing today? We are Yukification. Yes. We shall be Yukificationed. Alright. See, I kind of want to show you a little something. I don't know how much of a common piece of knowledge it is, but take a look at this. You see this freezing blade saying 140 times 2, right? One of the best parts about Yuki is that... let's actually make sure that we do this properly. Like, one of the only... Okay, I need to formulate it properly, but there's a couple things that Yuki does, and if you're looking for something that makes her special, it's the fact that whenever she gets her bateau, like her follow-ups and her other cards, they scale with damage buffs, right? Like, damage increasing buffs make this scale, which means you can get this to a higher degree of doing damage, right? That's mainly what I wanted to say. Okay. So, quest, I think we're still gonna stick with full house. And then we're gonna make sure we get all the cards out. And here, let's see, prepare a bit more. That was a mistake. But yeah, that's kind of what I think is like the saving grace. It's the fact that this freezing blade can be scaled, but the same is also true for this trickery strike. Yeah, that was a mistake on my end, the way I played this AP. It's not really gonna lead anywhere. But it's alright. If you're wondering what's going on with those numbers, have you ever wondered what happens when you put 2 characters on Dice Discord? No? Me neither. But yeah, we can get upwards of a 12 times 40% fixed damage hit at the end of the turn. Or we can get hit ourselves, which... I don't know. I don't even know what this effect even does to you. Like, I don't even know if you get anything positive from it. It's hard to say what this thing actually ends up doing. Alright, let's see if we can play a somewhat proper rotation here. The fucking devil dies. Yeah, I really do not know what it does. There's so many things it could be doing, and there's too many factors in this run for me to know what exactly it is doing. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, I'm the wrong guy to ask right now for what the fuck's going on. If you've been wondering, you know? If you've been wondering what the fuck is going on, I don't know. It's certainly something. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. Let's then get a couple cost reductions going. Let's draw one more. Get the shuffle out of the deck. Get this going. Play you. Make sure we get the morale up first. Draw some more. Get the Trickery Strike ready, which is great. Play the full house. Do the card draw. Okay, so how much are we now expecting to do with the follow-ups? Look at this. Doesn't this look at least a little promising? 536 times 2 to a random enemy. That's not good. Are we back? No? Who's at fault? Who do I blame? Stream is healthy. We are back. See, I blame the game. Yuki crashed the stream. So we are back. That's great. Yeah, so no, Twitch died. How did Twitch die? That's weird. Usually Twitch is the one that's a lot more resilient to this. I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, I guess Yuki killed it. I can understand why. The damage is spooky scary. Twitch, yeah, but why? How do I reconnect on Twitch? Do I? Can I? Will I? Oh, we did reconnect on Twitch. Hey, let's go. I didn't have to redo the stream. Yay. So, yeah, Yuki just, I guess Yuki just nuked the stream because I don't know, she's too powerful. Though I could close Photoshop and Premiere Pro. That could help as well. Why didn't I do that before? I don't know. Blame my PC not being high-end enough. You came to YouTube? Yeah, hey, I really thought I had to restart the stream. That would have been annoying as fuck. But alright. Let's continue. See if we can give Yuki her proper needed showcase, you know? Let's get some cost reductions. Kill him! Good job, Yuki. We are proud of you. Okay. Finally, a boss to take on and have some fun with. Look at our starting hand. Doesn't this look beautiful? Have you ever seen a 10-card starting hand? Probably, but I still think it looks pretty nice. Something I don't like is that some of these cards don't have inspiration, even though they clearly should. I think that's a scam. I think we're getting scammed massively, actually. Alright, so, what do? We do Devil Dice. We do Bottomless Hunger. And then we do probably one more of them, because that's fine. So that we can get some cost reduction going. Nice. So we can draw one card. Get a bit more in, get a bit more here. Okay. And now what? We need another Yuki card played. This card shouldn't really hurt us. Unfortunately, we don't have any attack cards to draw, which is bad. Play this one is fine. Play this one's nice. Play this Yuki card. Sure. And our entire deck has been successfully drawn. Great. Now, next step. Play the Persona card buff. Play out this one. And now we have 3 inspirations, which is cool. Oh, you know what? We don't really care. You know what I really love about this? It's that this card is so universally fucking awesome. Like, look. Enable inspiration for all cards of this unit in hand and the damage buff. Like, this card is so good. Like, I really do appreciate this card so much. But, okay. What are we looking at? What are we dealing with? 616% Freezing Blade. 593% Trickery Strike. We have a 1120% Agony Inflicting Flash Slash. But, okay. This should also cost reduce this down to 0, so that shouldn't be an issue. Go, Yuki! Fuck him up! Hell yeah! Get him! Nice. That was some very satisfying AoE damage. Then again, the problem with AoE damage is it multiplies the damage amount by the number of targets. So the more targets there are, the higher the number looks, right? It's pretty self-explanatory. But we continue. Fuck him up! Let's go! Yuki style! This is definitely all Yuki. Yup. Nobody else. It is all her. It is a Yuki with a dash of Yuki and a dash of Yuki. Okay, and then we get ourselves obviously the quest card. Alright. We're dead at the burning life, boss? No. We will be fine. You just gotta believe. Do you believe in Yuki? Yes or no, right? That's the real question. Do you believe in Yuki? I also think for this team, we actually picked too many draw cards and not enough damage cards. I think we have enough draw to reliably get all the cards out. So we should have actually went for an additional Iceberg or an additional Flash Slash instead of a Prepare to Subdue. But yeah, I mean, there was one run setting up the deck, so I am not too bothered by it. And we will learn. We will learn. So many shiny cards in our hand. Fantastic. Though none of them actually do anything right now. Not without obviously playing them. Hey, David Dice! Good shit. Alright. Let's get this out of the way. Let's get this out of the way. Make sure we draw more cards next turn. Yep, that's pretty cool. But I don't think we actually have to set up that much. Like, so long as we get the upgrade cards out of the way, our next turns could actually be played a little quicker. I just kind of want to make sure I have my Prepared to Subdues played. We want to play out the Persona card for the damage bonus. And the rest then should be pretty nice. Yeah, so we make sure we play these out. Play out the Persona. Get this one in. Full house in. I don't like the cost changes, but okay. Yep, hit me with those. Give me this one. Let's get this one out of the way. Get another draw. I think we were supposed to get some cost reduction somewhere, but maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, the real test. Let's try and see what we can do against Mr. Big and Scary. Alright, good start. We do get a straight, which is a couple extra stacks of stats, which we greatly appreciate. And then one thing after the other. We do Devil Dice. And a Bottomless Hunger. So now we've almost overdrawn, which means we can do a draw. We need to play a Yuki card. Playing this early could be smart, but it's also a lot of damage. So I guess we waste this one a little bit. So that we can then start the rotation here again. Play the Joker. To search for a Devil Dice. Then do the Yuki 0 cost. Yeah, okay, so we didn't actually get the quest completion card into our hand, which that might not be that advisable. So instead, what we're gonna do is... Can I somehow check how many quest completions we already have? We do when one of each... No, not... Okay, we can't quite check it. I kind of want to make some hand space somehow. But I also don't want to spend too much AP. Okay, you know what? It shouldn't actually be that much of a problem. So let's do Trickery Strike. Replace it with Full House. And then again do a Nausea. Devil Dice. Nausea. Devil Dice. Yuki. Full House, obviously, a bit wasted, but hey, what can you do? Alright. So, this should be a mess. I mean, how many stacks of cost reduction do we still have left over? 6 AP. That's enough to play our entire hand, which is great. So yeah, let's do the Persona card. Okay, maybe it wasn't quite enough. Maybe we're actually missing 1 AP. Oh no, wait, we still have the hits. We still have the hits. Because we only did 5 hits, so there's one more cost reduction. I hope it hits Iceberg Cleave. Ah, but the order is fucked. Let me try something else. Let's see what gets cost reduced if I use Persona of Luster first. Ah, okay. I think that might be a bit too greedy on our end, so I think we should be happy with doing the Persona. Then doing the Luster. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so boss is still very much alive. What are we looking at? We are looking at 726% times 2, 700 times 1. So this is 2100% per inspiration card, of which we have 4. All of these inspiration cards are also going to at least hopefully do a little bit of something. We do have the ability to apply vulnerable as well. So let's start it slow with a bit of agony. Okay. I mean, harmonization for next turn. See, this is what I kind of thought about. If we just make sure that Flash Slash is 0 and we are at 0 AP, playing this out, giving us 2 AP next turn could be a reoccurring thing, which I think might be kind of useful. But alright, Iceberg Cleave. Where are my crits? Then again, our crit chance is only 56%, so I guess we can't really complain. Okay, and then we do a bit of vulnerable. And then we... Oh, we used up the vulnerable with the follow-up attacks. Well, I guess we're not going for vulnerable. I mean, we never really truly did. But hey, I don't think that's too bad, right? I don't think the damage output here is too bad, you know? It's like, what? Him being 89 and then him healing up. We did like, what, 80k damage? That's not too shabby. And then we obviously have the Devil Dice doing what a Devil Dice does. Ooh, I kind of want to search for the Persona so that we can get the increased action count effect potentially triggering. Like, I know we should be trying to like get him below 15%, but that really isn't my number one priority right now. Because knowing that I survived the hit is half the battle, right? Like, yes, we could have used the cards a bit earlier before, but then damage would be lower, you know? Damage lower, not good. Damage lower, embarrassing. Maximum damage, you know? That's what we need to achieve. Maximum damage. Hi Mary would have won 10 turns ago. That's not possible. It is not possible for her to have won 10 turns ago. You cannot go faster than a turn per wave unless you do something very specific where I guess you kill multiple waves and then carry over your damage from another turn already into the next wave. But I don't know. At least it's not possible yet. MVP Yuki, I mean, who else, right? Wow, you have to do all that just to do less damage than a Hype Mary. I mean, have you taken a look at this Yuki deck? Could you say we've tried? Like, I mean, look. This Yuki is so scary. You know what she does? She has Harmonization, Agony, and 2 stacks of Vulnerable. Keep in mind, the Vulnerable just get eaten up by Freezing Blade, right? So, there's still a lot. There's still a lot to be done. I mean, look at her fucking weapon. Increases tenacity damage of the first attack card used per battle by 100. Look at these engravings. +1 Umbra, +1 Umbra. This one's cool at least. When 7 or more cards in the graveyard. This one's at least cool. But could you really say this Yuki is truly tried? That dice though. Yeah, the dice is kind of cute with the ability. No, but what we would probably be looking for is maybe something like a draw 1 card of this unit, or just like a straight up 40%. And also keep in mind, this is the AoE version. I really do think we might be able to get something nice out of this. I mean, have you ever seen a card whose text was looking so interesting? Like, the coloring of this text is so different from anything else. But what I really think that this description is kind of similar to this one, where this one actually isn't, right? Like, the big draw here is that this is base damage, not additive damage. And I'm hoping that's the same for the Yuki card there as well. That we affect, like... But something that does bother me, though... Everything here is all about inspiration. Right? Like, look at this. Increased damage amount of all target. AoE. I can accept that. 50% AoE multiplier, sure. But this is inspiration. This is inspiration. This is inspiration. This activates inspiration. Then how does this card not have inspiration? Or this one? Right? That's my big question. Why would, you know, like... Let's just give it inspiration so that she does more damage. Wouldn't even be that bad. Just give it some the inspiration effect doesn't really make a difference. It doesn't even matter. It's more about the fact that, for example, why doesn't this one have inspiration? Like, at all. Like, Flash Slash is one of the most important cards. Like, yeah, Iceberg Cleave will always have it. The same with this Prepared to Subdue. Why does only one of them have inspiration if inspiration is so important? Retain plus inspiration is troll. Just because the card has retain doesn't mean you need to retain it. Right? Just because a card has retain doesn't mean you have to retain it. Wait, how do you hit the 5 Umbra? It's super simple. It's the Lux engraving that gives Umbra. Twice. So, yeah. It's not the most, useful of circumstances, but it worked out in our case, you know what I mean? It worked out, okay? Yeah. Okay, let's do one final run. Let's do one final run and see if we can come up with something very useful. Okay, not very useful, but I kind of want to try out that Yuki draw card thing, even though it doesn't have inspiration, which is sad because it like disqualifies so many cool cards. They should just give it inspiration. They should. Does not have any memory fragments. That makes sense. We kind of put them on Cassius. I need gear sets! I do wonder what exactly is stopping them from giving us gear sets. What could be so complicated, you know what I mean? Or maybe I just need to level more pieces, but it's so expensive. Costs so much coin. When you're gonna check combos from channel suggestions? Whenever I have the time, which is right about like the next few days. So I'm gonna go through them, and then you can expect a DM in regards to me potentially turning whatever you sent there into a video / build. So yeah, expect something in the next few days-ish also. I'll just make it when inspiration cards are activated plus 100 / 200 damage. I mean, that's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. When own cards are exhausted from graveyard through an ability, that doesn't really happen. Orders baton with a Lux engraving. Yeah. Okay. Big palms, girl. Ah, you mean the big hand lady? You mean big hand lady, huh? Die. He did die. Nice. She isn't real. She be as real as she needs to be. By the moment she releases, we'll all be happy. And then she's real enough. Yeah, they still need to give us the monster cards. Ooh, we got the persona early. Whoops. Okay, engraving. What do we have? No, that's kind of bad. If a unit discarded, I mean, it's better than nothing. Remove 2 sounds great. Is the way to answer whether the guy that offers Lux engraving or Umbra engraving? It's random. Whenever you talk to me, he gives you one or the other, and you don't really have an influence on it. But if he does offer you one, it will be 3 of the same. Right? Like it's gonna be 3 Umbra or 3 Lux. I'm thinking about maybe taking the attunement reduce cost by 1 thing in regards to with the Yuki. Because I don't know if we'll actually get 9 uses out of the card. I think 7 would be just fine. Ah, but no, it wouldn't be fine. It would reduce the hit count by 2. First we have to find it though. So far no luck. Hey, Flash Slash. No, none of these are the version I want to test. Credits. Big credits. 21. Nice. Give me Epiphany. Yuki. Yay. Iceberg. Nope. 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 It was the attunement decrease cost one. But it's not the right thing. It's not the right one. Fortitude could help. Hey, texture researcher, appreciate the follow. Nope. 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 I mean, unless it's +1 Umbra. When 2 cards... We don't really have exhaust cards, do we? Ah, then again we do! The Persona card is an exhaust card, so it is not horrible. It could be worse. Okay, let's meditate and find that weird version of Flash Slash. There we go. Nice. Hey, all zeros, what's up, what's up? I can buy 2 dupes of any of the old OG characters who has the best E6 for their kids. Luke has an insane value from E4 to E6. Kayron could be really nice to get his E6 for the debuffs. I mean, let me see. I mean, I made a tier list, you know, way back when I like, you know, did the video. Let's check my own tier list, so I don't have to like reach into the reaches of my mind to figure out what I was thinking at the time, because I still believe whatever I said was the truth. So let's have a look. What did I think? Doesn't want to load. I mean, I could just check here. Yeah, no, I mean, I guess in comparison to the OG, so we'd probably have to check the reroll banner to get a better estimation of what I thought at the time. So whenever this loads, anything used by the... So I guess Luke, Rin, Kayron, yeah, and then the other ones are like, they're cool, but I think Luke is by far the most dashingly handsome E6. Rin with her 2 Mirai stacks is nice. It is 40% to whatever she hits with. So 80% on her multi-hitter. So like obviously times whatever, how many hits she ends up doing. And then obviously Kayron, it's just nice. No, all good. All good. It's hard to find those sometimes. But yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, I really think Luke, Kayron, Rin have like out of the starting 10 the most potent ones. Now, what kind of trickery strike am I going to pick? Because we're not really gonna play a lot of inspiration damage, are we? Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if that card's gonna do well, like, at all. We can't even copy it. Tough luck. I guess we won't really get the chance to, like, properly test it out, regardless. This game is the funniest gacha I ever played, but sadly the pull rates are also the worst. This game is the best game you've ever played, but sadly the pull rates are also the worst. You did rerolls and you got no 5s than over 320 pulls. That doesn't really seem that realistic. I mean, the rates are about as rating as anything else. You have a 1%, which is higher than what you're gonna find in your Genshins or the like. It's about industry standard, right? You have your 50-50 with guaranteed pity after, so... I mean, I don't... Like... Right, that's a cool weapon, though. But yeah, nah, I don't really know about that. I don't really know. Okay, do we need more credits? We don't. Do I need a more... Do I need a divine? Maybe. So let's do 1-3. But yeah, no, I think you just got unlucky on your rerolls. You could have expected... then again, how many summons did you do in a row? Did you use the codes to just do your rerolls? To, for example, do like 20 summons on the premium banner and see if you could just get a character early in 20, which is, I'd say, pretty realistic. Like, yeah, it's surely, I guess it's possible that you did, like, how many rerolls was that? 16 rerolls, and then none of them hit a 5-star early. Then again, this game is about one of the ones where you need to do the least amount of rerolling, because you have, especially right now, you have the selectors on day 3 and day 10. You have the standard newbie starter banner, where you're guaranteed a 5-star of your pick out of 10. You get 20 attempts. You don't need to pay anything. The banner's there from the very beginning. You'll also have your guaranteed free summon banner with the 10 a day. So if you were to just do it for 7 days, you're guaranteed a 5-star there. Like, I think you should just, you know, not necessarily focus on rerolling as much, I guess. Okay, that's the right one. Yeah, I mean, sure. Some people might just play gachas to reroll and quit, but ain't nothing we can do about that. Nor is it our business. Are we paying attention to the gameplay or Yuki's assets? It's a hard question. It's a hard question to answer. I think it's like, clearly Yuki's assets are her gameplay. Yep, that's a fantastic whirlpool. I love it. Okay, so we have the Persona card finished. We have some pretty nice gear. Somewhat, I'd say. Now we just need to get some decent engravings on the gear that we have. Maybe even find a copy event. We do have the epiphany we were looking for. So I think this run is at least going in a slightly better direction overall than last run. Hey, look at this! We're finished! We found an Umbra with an Umbra engraving, so we could now technically take a Lux engraving on the final slot. Or we could just put this on the card. Ooh, Umbra Freedom or get rid of this one. I mean, this one's just weird. Like, I'm not really gonna go out of my way to discard stuff, so might as well just make the Cthulhu weapon look a little cuter, look a little better. Okay, please just give me the Flash Slash, okay? How about that? Yeah, thank you very much. So at least we might be able to get 3 copies of it if we get lucky on the final boss. No. No. We have way too much money. The question here is prepared to subdue. I mean, it does have inspiration. I don't really know what to do with Trickery Strike. I don't really know what to do with Freezing Blade. Like, these don't really fit this epiphany much. You know? Should I just remove Trickery Strike? That could be a move. That could be interesting. Less cards to draw. No, wait, that's stupid. No, that's stupid. Maybe I'm still gonna go for the activation effect just to activate the effect, you know? There we go. Yeah, I don't really think we're gonna need... What happens here? Increase all stress by 5 repeat event. What the fuck? Okay. Ah! Okay, sure. Divine, why not? Let's go with the one morale standard epiphany. Okay, we really need a ring. Preferably we need a ring with any type of engraving. Okay, you know, we don't really need the engraving, but we also don't discard, so I guess this is our best bet. Gospel of Lament is a little better, but it relies on the action count increase. Yeah, removing a card still kind of silly. I do feel like I kind of want to re-epiphany the Prepare to Subdue into the draw 1, draw 2 next turn. Because I think that one's kind of cool. So let's see if we can get it. We do. Or do we just have enough draw and I might be overthinking here? Would I be better off? I mean, 80% also sounds kind of nice. Especially on our high multiplier ones. I'm just worried we won't get access to all the cards. Then again, we did have like quite an insane amount of draw last time. And we can just like activate it whenever we want. So maybe we go with the 80% one. Maybe we go with the 80% one. Kill him! Yes? Nice. Okay. Give me a copy of the Flash Slash, please. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, this is a deck of all time. For sure. Yeah, I don't even think we need the mask thing. Yeah, this is truly one of the decks of all time. I can't wait to see how it performs. I'm not too sure how to feel about having 2 Iceberg Cleaves and 3 Flash Slashes, but hey, the gear looks a lot better. Right, we have a Cthulhu gun, we have a decent perk, questionable, and then, I mean, at least we have a good ring, okay? But yeah, very much looking forward to what these Flash Slashes can do. This one's a little weird. I mean, this one's gonna do what it needs to do. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna see what it does. Okay. So, simulation. And then let's do Tower of Screams. Let's go back in. Let's swap the YUKI deck to this one. Why does it only have 65,500 scoring points? Mysterious. Okay. Let's see. So our mission is obviously to make sure we draw 5 YUKI cards. The cool part is drawing them in the beginning of the turn does also count towards it. Obviously here this is just basically setup stuff. We're only really trying to look for getting the upgrade cards and such out as fast as possible. Like a Divines? Yeah? I mean, there is no Divines, but we could smack them on later if we feel like it. Alright. Yeah, so 1,400. I don't know. I guess it does not work. Man, I don't think it works towards base damage, unfortunately. We might just have our confirmation here already. And that is because if you take a look at it, we have the plus 80% because we drew it. But the damage is only 300% higher than Flash Slash, which does fit with 80% of a 430% base. Oh, annoying. Unfortunate. Yeah, so this flash slash epiphany, I'm not too sure. It certainly does something sometimes, maybe. Yeah, I mean, for example, this iceberg cleave just does more damage than this flash slash, and it has inspiration. Hmm. We don't really have a lot of cards in our deck anymore, do we? $1,500%. Why is this card a thing? What is the purpose of this card? Why do you exist? Flash slash. Why would anybody be playing you if you could also just get the same performance out of an iceberg cleave? What a not so curious but like very annoying riddle. Right? Like why would I? Why would I bank on this flash slash if this is just more damage? Flash slash, why do you exist? Why do you exist? Why are you so weird? Like, shouldn't you be better seeing as how you like single target versus AoE? Huh. I don't get it. And it does cost more, yeah. Like, in which world would you ever copy flash slash or use this flash slash if this iceberg cleave just does more damage? And they don't even happen to have an inspiration effect, right? Like... I don't know. I don't know, Yuki. What are you doing? Why are you doing? How are you? Everybody always asks Yuki, why are you doing? Nobody asks Yuki, how are you doing? Nobody asks Yuki how she feels. I don't know about this. Yeah, we do consistently play our entire deck in every turn, and that's great and all. It's just, man, this was the moment where the devs would explain to us why this card makes sense. Like, okay, you know, I could maybe see this card be useful in Sortie, but why does this card do what it does? It's not even good at it. Like, this card is straight up just not good at what it does. Why? Why is this card bad at what it does? How does that happen? Okay, so that means realistically, Prepare to Subdue might, I guess, depending on how you look at it. I really like this one. I think it's kind of funny. It's a lot of draw. But probably this one's still the best one, right? You get the damage bonus, you get the draw, you get inspiration, so you get the inspiration follow-up. So this one's still a no-brainer. The 80% one maybe, but even then, why bother? Just don't take this one. Why would you decrease your damage amount? Right, so I think it kind of goes like 1, 2, 3, or these two kind of share second place, I guess. Flash Slash. I like this one because it's just another Iceberg Cleave, and Iceberg Cleave is awesome. At some point it's gonna be 0 cost, but then what? Why? It at least has a high base damage. The problem is it doesn't have inspiration. So it really only comes down to this one, or this one. I don't really like going down to 0 cost because the base multiplier is too low. I do like this base multiplier here, but I like this one more because it just adds a hit. So this one is indeed my favorite still. This one here maybe after. And then, yeah, you could argue the best Flash Slash is actually base Flash Slash with 3 morale. It's also now a lot more realistic to get, because you could just do something like, watch. I'm gonna show you a magic trick. Ah, shit. It's vulnerable, not morale. But this is how you do it, right? If you wanted to, you could just use the colorless core, but make sure you have like a reduced cost by 1. So that would allow you to play all of those at 0 cost. But yeah. Then Trickery Strike. I really do think this one is the best, like, by far. All the other ones kind of suck ass. Like, why would I get a 2-hit here? It's never really going to be that valuable. Select 1 to enable on a bit of damage. Why would I do that? Draw 1 that has an inspiration effect. That's at least, I guess, kind of okay. This random enable and retrieve is going to be useless after turn 1. But this one is actually prime real estate. Enable all, and for 1 turn additional follow-up on an inspiration. This one's actually good. And then Freezing Blade. 160 AoE has its uses, but I do prefer, like, it's either 160 AoE or it's 2 times 120. I do prefer 2 times 120 because you already have enough AoE. This one's weird, like, at the start of the turn, enable inspiration for 2 random cards in hand. Like, come on. Yeah. Like, why would you do this? It's not like inspiration is that great, and there are other ways to get it. This one here increases damage amount of all AoE cards of this unit by 50. The problem is it's unique. I've always said it and I say it again. Yuki would be so much more fun if Freezing Blade wasn't unique. Like, sure, nothing really would change, but imagine you had 4 copies of this and okay, technically you then only play 3 inspiration cards, but every inspiration card you play would at least get 8 follow-ups. 8 follow-ups are 8 follow-ups, or you could at least do something like a 200% multiplier to AoE cards to just keep a short deck and have those be potent. But yeah, the only really ones I consider is the 2 times and the 160 AoE. And then Iceberg Cleave is just Iceberg Cleave. Iceberg Cleave is just a good card. But yeah, no, the most important thing you need to know is a Flash Slash like this. It's better than an Iceberg Cleave, but I guess Iceberg Cleave does have the advantage of being a little cheaper. So that really means that the deck we just built before, this one here, is already decently close to like the best. But no, this persona, insane for strikers, like period. 50% stacking hand card damage, say less. We already had the right epiphany here, had the right epiphany there. I would have liked to get an additional Flash Slash or Iceberg Cleave instead of a Prepare to Subdue. But outside of that, maybe the Prepare to Subdue being the inspiration version, I don't think anything great would change. I just moved on from my E6 Yuki because they clearly don't care that I have Hype Mary now. No, the devs will figure out at some point how to properly do something with her. I mean, it's not like it's that much missing, and even then she did do like 80k damage in a turn on an AoE build, which it's damage. So the best deck would be copying which card? You always want to copy either Flash Slash or Iceberg Cleave to give you more cards to draw. You really have to know how much draw is in your team. The less draw is in your team, the more Prepare Subdues you want. You want at minimum 1, but if you don't have that much draw and you feel like you need more of the draw attackers, then you want to have 2. Right? It's either 1 or 2 Prepare to Subdue, so either copy here, and then the rest is either a Flash Slash, especially if you have like a nice Divine or something on it, or just an Iceberg Cleave copy. You've seen Mika deal more damage than Yuki? No, but that's like this one weird clip where you just wait 20 turns by stacking a bunch of shrooms and then using Orlea to just not attack at all, and then stack a bunch of softies, and that just increases the base damage, and then you just use a Whirlpool. I mean, Yuki would do more damage than Mika with the same setup, right? What'd be the best Yuki planet to farm? I mean, Yuki would at least have a lot more fun on the Order planet in terms of gear and the like, but I think you either do Seasonal Planet because the persona is that good, or if you really want to stretch it, you could do Zero System with Seasonal Base. Like, for example, you could do something like this, like a Swampert Judgment with a song rippling through the stars on top. But I still think you're gonna get the most by just taking advantage of the 50% in hand card persona. Because remember, every time you play it, you stack it up, and you don't even need to do any crazy shenanigans. You still end up with a 50, 100, 150, 200, right, so on and so forth. This can go up to 9 turns to 450% damage. Damage amount to attack cards of this unit in hand. How they build Magna in the current season? I mean, Magna, sure. Let's do that as the last thing, and then we'll figure out if we want to do more Yuki stuff tomorrow. But yeah. So Magna. She should be at the top. Yeah. Okay. So for Magna, I think the more crystallization, the better. So probably here pick up the 5 crystallization so that you get 100% fixed shield. You also get a bit of a counter attack. I don't really think you need multiple ice fragments. Glacier Iron Fist, you could either cut it, or you could go with like the exhaust version. Like, I think the best plan for Magna is to just be super upgrade card heavy and not do a lot, if that makes sense. Like, for example, here you could just end up picking up Ice Whirl so that your counters become AoE. Or if you have enough card draw or whatever, you could still go with like 3 counterattacks and the 3 turns, or like the... I mean, they all kind of do similar things, right? Frost Charge. Frost Charge, a bit of the bigger one, I guess. This one right here. 4 crystallization, 3 vulnerable to targets hit by counterattacks. I'd probably copy this twice, so that you get a 160% shield every turn and 6 vulnerable per counterattack. That is a lot of vulnerable stacks. You could get upwards of 60 vulnerable stacks, so long as you obviously counterattack enough. And then you could probably go for like 1 or 2 copies of Storm or Bitter Cold, so that you have a more reliable way of getting more counterattacks. Or you could just copy Ice Fragments to get more counterattacks at the start of the turn, whatever else it might end up being. Does the Hype Mary banner overlap with the next one? No, it does not. The Hype Mary banner is just longer, but when it ends is when the next banner starts, at least according to the patch notes at the beginning of the season. Could I show you the save data on Naja we used? I mean, it was a pretty simple save data. All the way back from, I guess, season 1, actually. But yeah, so we have a retain card here. So that means this card you'll never have to draw it. If you do intend to play it, it's a nice damage bonus. We have an upgrade here, so that card also never comes back. We have another retain card here, so effectively you don't have to draw it. You don't have to draw it past turn 1. Upgrade card. This one here, this deck is specifically for basic attacks, because you get the basic attack bonus, and every time you basic attack you get Veracity, but also it gets voluntary control out of the way, so it also makes a very small deck. Which means effectively you'll only ever draw into 4 Bottomless Hungers. They all replace themselves. In total you'll be getting 8 AP out of these Bottomless Hungers. So 8 AP, 1 draw. The Veracity for the Bottomless Hungers is also provided. Then I also have another Naja deck, which you could potentially have a look at. If you really want to be on the hunt for it, I still think this card is pretty cool. And it has a decent amount of value. In that you get, you pay 1 AP and you get 2 draws. So long as you have the AP to play it, you're never really gonna lack the draw. But it's more of like a coincidence. If you farm for her and you find it by chance, might as well pick it up. If it doesn't happen, it's not too bothersome anyway. And then here we also have like a mix, where we have a bit of draw here. And then we have the cost reduction with a bit of draw. So it's like 4 AP gen. And like 10 draw with a bit of morale on playing it, but yeah, I think these two were more like spontaneous decisions, but I really like this one. Then again, this is not the best you could make, because if I were to redo this, I'd probably take a Divine off of Bottomless Hunger and just smack on a Persona card like this for like another 300%. Or not 300, 150% attack card damage bonus. No, you just remove a Divine. You don't have to reduce the amount of Bottomless Hungers you use, you can just remove a Divine. That's why the most potent decks this time around are decks where you have 4 cards, but 3 of them are Divine. 1 of them isn't, so you have an additional 20 space to, like, for example, put a Persona in. Right? So that's what I think is probably currently the go-to way to do your save data. Effectively, still, you can fit 4 copies, but just make sure 1 of them isn't Divine. Or, like, either you do it later or you re-epiphany before the final boss, so that you have the space to, like, keep a Persona card around. Then again, you could also just run the 3, but if you only have 3 copies, at that point, what are you doing with the 60 save data that are now open? If you have a plan for it, that's great. If not, then hey, why leave it open in the first place, right? So people, yeah, I think this is it for the day. Yeah, as I said, right, I don't think I stated it earlier, right? We didn't have that much time today. I see whether I can figure out something nice, video-wise, tomorrow. We probably will have another stream, I think. But, yeah. I think we learned a bit about Yuki. We could potentially try to refine it tomorrow a bit more. I mean, I think we already got decently close to yeah, the best we could maybe squeeze out of a Yuki. But there's still some like a copy card here, copy card there, and obviously a couple divines that could give us something more. Is it better to generally farm seasonal decks? With the way Persona cards work right now, you can build every character in this game on the current seasonal planet. It's easier to get the planets, doesn't really cost you a lot of resources. There's always perks like this when the action count increases damage to amount to ally attack cards, which, yeah, straight up work on any character. These graveyard things also aren't as hard to make happen. So, I think you can absolutely build whoever you want on the current season, and that's the beauty of it. Will it be possible to build a 9? Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, sure, why not? Like, you're just gonna go with it. Like, for example, there's this one that gives you 25% damage to exhaust cards. Keep in mind, 9's Hue, her only damage source, it's an exhaust card. So the Umbra upgrade for exhaust card damage is perfect for her. You could also then go for something like the in the graveyard count multiplicative 30%. Or any of the other ones. And in terms of like Persona cards, you could either be funny and do something like a Ironclad Hue plus, or maybe even like an Ambush 9 and just play like counter 9. Or you just straight up use the super standard Persona card here, where you just take advantage of, like, you will find 2 cards to discard in a 9 deck, and getting plus 120 and buy 60 is also useful for a 9. Like, for example, compare this. Plus 120, buy 60, 1 AP cost to the same equivalent that a 9 already has in her kit. In, for example, this Fate Strike, where you have to exhaust 2 other random exhaust cards of different combatants to then get a 60% bonus, whereas you could get the same thing for the same AP cost, plus the ability to discard and get additional damage from it. So, yeah, like, not everything is going to be fully optimized, but I still think you can build everyone and anything in this season around, which is kind of nice. What generally are the good personas? I have a video about that. It's the latest video on the channel. It's the 7 types of personas that work everywhere. And with that, we see each other in the next one.